Hey everyone, this is Nanus here again to talk about whatever things come to mind. Alright, so today I just want to talk about the American education system and why, in my opinion, it is incredibly flawed and needs to be sort of remade from the ground up, so to say. My main issue is that it takes the fun out of learning things. Like, instead of being excited or, happy to work on something that you actually enjoy and learn more about it to sort of master your craft, instead, learning just becomes a chore. Everything has to be turned in and graded, and you're given tons of busy work that really doesn't mean anything. Like write an essay about some book that no one's ever really heard of, just because that's what I, as the teacher, want, and that's what you must do. And I feel like that definitely can hurt a lot of children and young adults' sort of feelings to want to actually go forth and learn things. And, I feel like I always had better luck personally learning stuff on my own, especially if it was something that I was actively interested in. And I was watching the Millionaire Morning Show with Anton Daniels a while ago. Awesome guy. I recommend checking him out. But he put it pretty well when he was like, back in the 2000s when I was in computer science classes, the kids that were like really good at what they did, they were the ones that were already practicing what was being gone over in class. Like, the class didn't really teach them anything. They were busy learning on their own through, looking at forums and things like that. And, that kind of resonates with me. Like, I was always interested in, like, foreign languages as a kid. And, like, the only foreign language that my high school had available at the time was Spanish. But I was really interested in German and French. French because back in those days I had a couple of online friends from France, and I kind of wanted to read their comment section in French without using Google Translate. Or German because, Rammstein and stuff like that. I had gotten really into that. But that's aside the point. The point is that I was stuck with Spanish, but I learned it and I enjoyed it. But a lot of what I learned was just sort of outside the class, like doing my Duolingo and things like that, which Duolingo really isn't that great of an education tool, in my opinion. It's just good at getting people to actively engage with languages, which isn't bad, but the gamified stuff is kind of frustrating, and I wish that taught more effective phrases, but that's a video for a different day. But no, that goes back to what Anton said, or Sean from Think Before You Sleep. He said some similar things regarding languages, especially because he is learning Japanese and things like that. And a lot of those creators have great points, and my 2 cents is just if you want people to actually learn stuff and have it sort of stick with them, you have to make it actually fun and active, because nobody wants to just sit in a classroom for an hour and a half or so every day and basically learn almost nothing because of how that material is presented. And I feel like, I was lucky to have great teachers a lot of the time. But basically as soon as I went to college, that definitely stopped. I can only remember a handful of teachers in college that would actually try and help you learn stuff. most of them were incredibly dismissive and like wouldn't help you. And you know, you're an adult, like you can figure it out, but at the same time, like college kids pay these people like thousands of dollars a semester per head, and it's just like the fact that you get no real support is completely like, and people are okay with that, it's just completely unacceptable, in my opinion. And honestly, like if I could do it all over again, I wouldn't have gone to college, because you know, they try and rope you in by fucking with the data and stuff. Like I see these like basically stands all across campus, and it's trying to advertise to these people that, you know, the average salary of alumni is $80,000 and change every year. And it's like, yeah, but that's also not factoring in age or experience or anything else like that. It's just, you know, a worthless statistic that's intentionally misleading, you know? And like even with a STEM degree, I think that right now it's all kind of rough. Like unless you're in engineering, which even then engineering, like traditional engineering, has lots of issues right now. Almost anything is better than like biology or anything like super into like computer science. I don't think is actually worthless, but it's just really hard to find a job right now. But as long as you're actually building up your skills and things like that for it, I don't think that it's bad. But just know that you aren't going to actually learn anything in college, most likely, outside of maybe a handful of things that are good to know. But most of the people that I go to school with, and myself included at this point, like I didn't used to be like this, but over the past like couple of years, it's just became like, yeah, no, I'm here for a piece of paper, like just give me that, you know. And it's sad because like I wish I could go back in time to like my freshman year and kind of see that, but you know, I was just sold on the idea at the time. Like education's important, but honestly at this point self-education's the way to go, because that's the only way that you can actually guarantee that you care about the material and you want to learn. You just have to push yourself, and instead of, you know, just taking a whole bunch of worthless gen eds and paying tens of thousands of dollars for a school that doesn't even respect you, that is actively trying to screw you out of all sorts of things. So yeah, just my 2 cents. If you like this video, please drop a comment, a like, maybe even subscribe if you are feeling generous. And thank you. This has been Not News. Take care, guys.